this is Tim from 3D Walkabout. I thought it would be good to just record a session from the application that we've been building for a resources client. So this is actually a multiplayer session, and this is Jamie, my colleague in front of me. He's the trainee, as you can see on his mask, and I've got a blue mask that says instructor on it. So this environment's designed to have multiple students to train with one instructor. So we built this space. This is it's a permit office control room. This being a resources client, when you arrive at the site, you start off in an office like this. You have to do a series of procedures, and then you go out on site. So I'm just going to run you through those. You can see I've got hands in front of me. These green circles mark where you've got to go to. So initially for this, you have to sign one of these bits of paper, so to get a tag number, which is what we're going to do now. And you then go over to the desk here, and there's another bit of paperwork that you have to sign to get the gas detector to go out on site. So this is a gas detector. You can pick up objects using the grip function on the controller. It tells you what it is, and this gas monitor you put onto your chest like that, and you have when you're on site. So the next thing, this is a application for their field engineers. So the field engineers have some tools that they take out on site. So in this scenario, they have to pick up the tools from a toolbox and put them in their tool belt. So this is a virtual tool belt here. So there's a range of tools. We've modeled all of these tools. Obviously, for an application, if we worked with you guys, it could we could model any equipment that you use, that your staff use when they're out on a job. So this is a thermometer. I'm going to put that into my tool belt. See, it's a thermometer, one of these handy mirrors. If you drop objects, then they go back to the tool belt, and you can actually throw them in like this. Actually, this is cool. It's a laser, so you can point it, and it gives you an actual measurement on the laser meter of the distance. So that's one of the tools that those guys have. And we've got a tape measure. And here you can actually pull the tape out and use the tape measure, and it tells you the exact measurement. So as you can see, it's going up and down as I'm putting my index finger on. For them, we have a thermal camera. So this is a thermal imaging camera that you can pick up, and you can take photos like this. I've just taken a photo of Jamie, and if we tap the camera, then it turns into a standard camera. So this piece of equipment is the actual specific camera that their staff will take out on site when they need to take photos or thermal imaging photos. At my tool belt, this is a little device for measuring the diameters of the valves, and some calipers. So once you've got everything here, we can go out on site. We have to see this person, and then we can head out. So Jamie's going to come out with me, and we're going to head out to the site. So we've basically here modelled an oil refinery, so you can see, in the background, parts of that refinery, and then we've got equipment in the foreground. So when you're thinking about a storyboard, think about what you want the person to see in the background, and then what equipment would be in the foreground. Here we've got this panel, which is a key part of the equipment that this module is here for to test. It's a grab sample panel, and we've got a lot of valves and pipes and things going around that their field engineers need to understand where the liquid and gas, etc., is flowing through. So when you're out on site, you've got you've got a tool belt. So you've got all your tools that you got in the control center and the permit office. You brought those with you. We've also got a sketch pad. Now this is pretty cool. You can some of the tasks for their field engineers involve doing diagrams of the valves, etc. So here we've built a virtual sketch pad, and I'm going to do what I always do, which is draw a smiley face, because I'm not a field engineer, but I do draw good smiley faces. So here, it's a pretty handy bit of application, because you can draw sketches of things in VR, and you've also got an eraser. You can rub them out if you're not happy with it. So that's your sketch pad. And for these guys, then we have a list of tasks as stages. So we've broken down all the stages and tasks they need to do into sections. So if I click on this first one, stage 1, these are the things that we did in the permit office. So grab the tag number, touch the paper, take the gas detector, etc., etc. And now we're on the second lot of tasks here. So I'll just you can see my sketch there that I took, and if I take photos they appear here, and if I take thermal images they appear there. In this multiplayer mode with Jamie, you can basically swap permissions over to each other. So the idea is that me as an instructor, I can have a go and show Jamie what he needs to do, and then I can give him permission and he can also have a go. Just on the permission things, we've also got some cool functionality here where I can Jamie, you say something for a minute. Say hi. So when Jamie's talking, you can see that he's got a little speaker above his head. Say something else, Jamie.
Hello.
Hello. Right. So the idea is that when he's speaking, I know that he's speaking, and then I can mute him. So if I don't want to hear him now, you can't hear him at all, and he can see that he's muted, and he knows that he's muted. But if he wants to say something to me now, Jamie, if you press your hand up, then he presses the button on the controller, and I can see that he wants to say something, and in that case, I can unmute him. Now say something. And I can hear him again. So the idea is for a group type environment, so you don't have everyone talking and doing things at once. You can give certain students permission to do certain tasks, and you can mute them when you're talking and you want them to hear you, either as a group or as individuals. So I'll just quickly run you through a few of the tasks we've got here. So on the second one, they've got a series of tasks. Obviously, this is all completely custom, so you could have whatever stages and tasks you want them to complete, and you can tick them off. And then after the session, all this data is recorded, so you'll be able to see for each student which tasks they completed correctly, which they did incorrectly, and then you could pass them or fail them on this particular module if you wanted to. And like I said on the call, you could also connect it potentially to existing database you have, whether that's a training database or a staff database, etc. So the first task in here identifies upstream process module. So here you have to identify this thing. So I can use the wand on my finger and I'm going to identify it. Now, once that task's done, it automatically, so sometimes for the task, in this case, it automatically ticks these boxes. Some of them you manually tick when you've done them. So the second one is identify sample system nozzle. Now that is this thing, so you can see that it's highlighted. I'm going to do that. And that's tick that one off. Jamie can also see my task board, and he has his own when I give him permission. So the third one, measure distance from UPM to nozzle. So there's a series of tasks here. So for this task, we've indicated where you need to stand. Now I know for this one, I need the laser tool, so I can take that out of my tool belt. And what I've got to do is measure all the distances of this pipe. And the way I do that is I can put this through here, point at the target, and then I can see it says 0.139. Now the idea is that I could, if I wanted to, put that back, get out my sketch pad, and then write down 0.139. Put that back, get the measuring tool, and so on. So, and then once you've done that one, I can do these ones, etc., and it gives me the reading 1.342. So you'd go around all these pipes and record the measuring. That's one of the tasks that these guys need to complete. Once you've done that, you can tick it off. Measure pipe diameter. So here you have to bring up your there's calipers. I can put these calipers here. You see it opens automatically. And it's 33 millimeters. So again, I could record that on my sketch pad. Take thermal images. So let's just show you in action. You can see this yellow box has appeared around this area. That's the area that I'm supposed to be taking photos of. So I can bring up, sorry, I brought up the sketch pad again. I can bring up the thermal imaging camera. Maybe I'll move back here and I can take a photo of that. Jamie's in the background moving around, as you can see, so he's going to appear in the photo. So there's a couple of photos there, maybe one close-up of this pump. Now I can tap the camera, take some ordinary photos. So, let me take one of that close-up, and then maybe one from back here. So I've taken some normal photos, taken some thermal imaging photos. I put that back. And you can see that the photos that I've taken are appearing here, and the thermal images that I've taken are appearing here. All these are accessible then through the web admin afterwards, so you can view all this data afterwards, but once that's done, I can do that. Now, just to show you, I'm going to let Jamie have a quick go of these, and then we'll finish this demonstration, but I can give him permission now to do this. So the way I do that is see Jamie share. He's selected UK English actually as the language, I think that is, and then I'm going to give him permission by ticking this. So Jamie, you can now do things. So he now has his own sketch pad, and he can draw, and I can move around, and obviously we can talk to each other, and I can say, you know, Jamie, that's a great diagram, well done, or, you know, that's completely wrong. Do it again or whatever, and give him guidance. So he's got his own tool belt. I can't grab his tools, but he's so yeah. So identifying the nozzle. Nozzle, yeah.
Yeah. So we can talk about these tasks together, which is cool.
Exactly, yeah. So the idea is that it's a collaborative, you know, experience, and if the student gets stuck or the instructor needs to give them advice, then they can do. Just do a couple of them, Jamie, because probably Jim's we've been talking quite a lot, and so as Jamie completes the tasks, he can tick them off, and that's it. So now I have permission again, and I can see that he's completed all these tasks, and we move on to the next one. So this module basically has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stages. When you get to the end, then you can either restart and have another go, or you can go back to the beginning and select another module. With this company, we're building out a range of modules. So this is one. It's called a grab sample panel, which is this bit of equipment here. But we're also building sort of slightly different background environments with different arrangement and models of equipment in the foreground, and they have a different set of tasks that they need to do. There will also be web streaming of this. So this is the idea that through the web panel, if people want to observe these training sessions actually whilst they're happening, so maybe that's stakeholders within the company or other people that don't have a VR headset but want to be involved with the training session, they can log in and they can view live from fixed camera positions this training session with the audio, etc. So they're kind of observers as well as, you know, the people that are in VR, the trainees and the instructor. Have I missed anything, Jamie?
Not that I know of, except internationally people can come in from anywhere, really.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, I think so. Stowe Australia, as far as I'm aware, it's an Australian-based business from the website. But you know, you could have staff in Perth or staff in Sydney, Melbourne, wherever they are, all joining these sessions, and you can schedule them as easy as you would, a video call or an online meeting. So that's it. Yeah, that's yeah.
Sorry, there's like the stats of all the students' work and all their sketches get saved to the back end.
That's right. Yeah, everything gets saved to the database. So yeah, you can see, you know, how long the sessions have lasted, what they've done, what they haven't done, and you can have, people can fail, and you can show that they failed. Actually, for these modules, we have two versions. We have what we call optimized and then unoptimized. So one of them, you get hints and tips the whole way through, like this one, and you get help basically. And the other one is unoptimized, and that's an evaluation module where you basically not getting the help and you have to just complete the task from the knowledge. So the idea is that students can train in the multiplayer like this or in a solo mode, getting hints and tips, and then when it comes to the evaluation, they can do that, and when they don't get the hints and tips. So yeah, that's the demonstration. I'm going to stop recording now, and I'll send this to you. And let us know by email or give us a call if you have any questions. So thanks, Jamie.